So, as the exciting and dramatic story of the Exodus of Egypt continues, the Jewish people have just experienced and seen the plagues, and they're on the cusp of leaving the bondage of the slavery in Egypt after 210 years of not seeing or tasting freedom, and off they are on their way. And of course, they, for the first time, experience being together as a nation, and they receive their first instruction as a nation, the first mitzvah that the Jewish people are to be commanded. And you would think, what is the greatest mitzvah in Judaism? What would be the very first instruction that God would give this newborn nation? And much to our surprise, it doesn't seem to be one of those big, massive mitzvot that we might think about. It is the mitzvah of establishing the Jewish calendar, which is run, of course, by the lunar cycle. So each month there's a mitzvah to recount and to acknowledge and to note the beginning of the lunar cycle. And of course, all of the Jewish holidays flow on as an effect of when the Hebrew month, which is based on the lunar cycle, starts. And that's the first mitzvah that they are commanded. And one would think, why is that so? Why not something great, something grand, something huge to be the very first mitzvah that the Jewish people as a nation are commanded? And of course, a message to be learnt from this is that as the nation is leaving the bondage of Egypt and the hardships that they've been through, it would be very difficult for them as a group to fathom how, from the ashes, from the hardships that they've experienced, can they take that next step forward? How are they to rise from the bondage and the difficulties and the hardships that they've all just faced as a nation? Is there hope? Is there a better tomorrow? And of course, the message of the new moon is, we all acknowledge and we all note that at the beginning of the month, it's just a little sliver, and then slowly but surely it grows and becomes in its fullest form at the 15th day of the month. And then once again, it starts to deplete and move its way back down. It waxes and wanes. And a message there is that sometimes just after the greatest hardship and the smallest and almost, we feel sometimes like we're almost non-existent and we might disappear and feel like we've got nothing left. Yet it's just around the corner that better days come and we begin to strengthen and become stronger and better. And it's those darknesses and those hardships that lead to the greatest levels and the greatest experiences that we have as a nation and as a people. So a very relevant message, despite the hardships that we go through and that we may face as individuals and as a nation, it's on the back of that we have the ability to spring forward and become the best version of ourselves and as a nation that we can possibly be. Shabbat Shalom.